So you have been covering very closely the baby Emmanuel case, and you covered it very quickly. I believe it was right away. You smelled that something was not correct. So can you explain what is wrong with this case? How did you know right away that this didn't add up? And give us some detail on an insight on that case.
Well, to start off from the beginning, so I could give your viewers a brief insight as to how it began for me. Emmanuel was allegedly abducted by an Ola wielding man in the Big Five parking lot in Yucaipa, California, ripped from the mother's arms, hit with a white flash punch, and it hit her so hard that she got hit in the back of the head so hard that a black eye ensued in the front. And then you see white during the blackout and no tears come out. So my red flags went up automatically because, for one, she should have some kind of bruise in the back. She also should have more redness around the eye. She also should have more, maybe it exploded her tear ducts. She got hit so hard because I did not see one tear, and that for me red flags from the mother, the father, the grandmother, both grandmothers, and just everybody tied in with that family. And I've been around traumatic situations my entire life that I know a red flag when I see one because I've been a red flag my entire life. Not no more. I'm a white flag now, but
So, but how did you like? Were you saying that like things, pictures were released, and like how was that even get? You saw the photos online, and in the story they were trying to tell that the baby was abducted, and smelled the rat right away. And then you also went into the parking lot and said that there should be some video evidence of this, right? So how successful or unsuccessful were you with discovering security cam footage?
very successful. If I had to categorize it myself, I would say that I was very, very instrumental in the help of this case. Now, I don't know until the court. I mean, we'll see when the court comes up. I don't know if my name's going to be brought up in this court case at all or even used in any way. I've never been involved in any situation like this. This is my first case where I actually exerted myself to the point of a criminal arrest. And so I have a very traumatic history myself. I have a son who's 22 years now, and I went to prison when he was 1 month old. And so I missed out on a lot of his life, and it hurt me tremendously to not be a part of my son's life due to my mistakes. So after years later, I still have a very sketchy connection with my son. Even after all the good things that I try to do now, it still just isn't that easy for me. And so when I found little Manuel's case, it it really pulled at my heartstrings, and he reminded me of my son, because my son had the same dumb little look on his face that Emmanuel had. And I say that wholeheartedly and respectfully. And I love my son, and I also love Emmanuel. And you can see now that he had that same look that just reminded me of my son so much. And I think that I just fell in love with him instantly. And the pieces didn't add up. I did go to the Big Five parking lot, and I also heard the stories that we all heard, that there was no cameras. And then new developments started coming around through the social media outlets that quite possibly she was staking out the place, and that she even ran around the property, and that she was frantic, and that just new developments were coming in to me because, like I said, I have developed this liaison with the community that I was able to follow up on the leads, because this is what I do full time. And I just love the fact that the community has opened up to me, and they had been able to give me the clues needed, that they don't trust authorities, quite possibly. And trust me, I mean no disrespect when I say that. I say that more about my son than about Emmanuel, because I've seen my son more than him. So I'm reading the comments in real time. So let's just say that no disrespect intended. That's how we Mexicans treat those that we love. It's called cariños on the tira. And so when I went down there and I interviewed the grandmother, Mary Van Housen, I didn't see not one tear from her or the maternal or the paternal grandmother. I didn't see no. I never met Rebecca, and I've never met Jake. I seen him briefly yesterday at the 60 freeway. You know, when he went down to the ravine and he was helping investigators. That's the only time I've ever seen Jake. So when I got there, I didn't ever deal with them, but I already knew that something was fishy, and I was gonna get to the bottom of it if I could. And it started For me, it started day 2, which was with the grandmother Van Housen, and I just got a really, really bad vibe from her that it stuck with me. And we also her dry tears really, really didn't move me in the direction that it was supposed to. And the community was more affection. The community was more distraught than the actual family, and that just to me was just not right. So day 1, day 2 I went, day 3 I went, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7, day 8, and I'm in day 10 now, I believe, and we're still in it. So we still haven't found the little boy, but that's how it started for me, is the crocodile tears, the Ola, which is from a movie from Netflix. I don't know if you know, but there's a movie called Insatiable, or it's something like that. And there's a part where a taco wielding, laser in hand, there's a taco man that says hola, and he has a taser, and he goes up to a woman in a parking lot, and he goes and he drops her, and then somebody kind of hits him, and it's just the whole thing. I don't know if the whole show is about that, or if it was just a segment in the in the series, but I know that that's where she got it from. Is the taco wielding man was from a show on Netflix called Insatiable, and she just must have been binge watching, because I don't know. I never had a whiteout in my life, homie. I've had blackouts, and I've never seen white when I go out. Never. And I've asked many people, have you ever seen white in a blackout? And they said no. And another thing that I want to say, I've never seen a lawyer. Real quick, we all know about the lawyer, right? What's his name? Justin. What's the lawyer's name? Justin? Anyhow, we know the lawyer, right?
Sure.
But when the lawyer was asked, how do you feel about, the case? He said, well, I've talked to my client, and he said the word allegedly. He goes, when this alleged kidnapping happened, wait a minute. If you're a lawyer, you should unapologetically, unequivocally defend your client and say, my client did not get kidnapped. He did not get killed. He got kidnapped. So when he mentioned the alleged kidnap, that told me that you don't even believe your client. You're just in this for the money yourself, because if you did, you would say that my client never murdered anybody. It was a kidnapping here, and he said allegedly. So that tells me that the lawyer's in on it too.
So you believe that you believe the child is deceased? It's not missing.
No, I don't believe that the child is dead. Point blank. Point blank. The child is dead. This is no longer search and rescue case. This is a recovery stage. Let's not get it misconstrued. Like this kid is gone. We're not gonna find him. We're gonna find him, but not in the way we want to find him. He's gone.
Who have you interacted with? Jake and Rebecca? Have you interacted with any of their neighbors? Have you talked to police? Like, tell me about your interactions first, if any, with Jake and Rebecca, and then with anyone that is affiliated with them.
I've never met Rebecca, as I said. I've never met Jake personally. I got there on day 2 after the press conference, the initial phone call. So I was busy that day. On the 14th, when the situation happened, I was undergoing chemotherapy because I am a cancer patient. I'm a second-time cancer fighter, and I'm in the middle of this fight right now. And so, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. People were flooding me on Tuesday with this message of little Emmanuel, and I honestly wasn't answering my messages because I was just so not feeling well that I didn't really learn about him until the next day when my phone was just like flooded. And my girl, which I refer to as HR because she's the one that keeps me in line a lot of the time, and she is the one that has been by me the entire time. When you see me, you don't see her, but she's there, and so are my daughters. And this has become a family affair. I don't run around with people. I don't like crowds. But when my family is involved here, it makes it more of it drives me more to be able to. This is a family-based search here. We are looking for a part of our family. Emmanuel is a part of my family now, and we are doing everything we can to try to find him. I did encounter Jake Harrow yesterday. I was filming at the location where he was down there with the cadaver dogs. I'm sure we all seen the 60 freeway down there. It's called the Badlands. It's a portion of the freeway heading from Beaumont, which is by Cabazon, heading into Moreno Valley, which is down by Riverside. And it's about 30 minutes from the Emmanuel house, the Harrow house. And we don't know if Jake is leading them on a wild goose chase to get out of his jail cell, or maybe he did put the body there. And it's been 10 days, so in this heat, and so for us to find the body, and so we don't even know if because we got reports that he had got they were trying to purchase a hacksaw, that he was trying to purchase a hacksaw over at Do It Best in Beaumont. Initially, I had reported that it was Rebecca that went, and she didn't buy it. But later on, I come to find out that it wasn't Rebecca. It was Jake that actually went to the Do It Best warehouse store in Beaumont, and he tried to purchase a hacksaw, but he didn't, because for whatever, maybe they didn't accept EBT cash. I don't know. But all I know is that for whatever reason, it wasn't in stock, or he didn't get it, and they went about a different way, and they ended up going to a Home Depot, and they ended up getting lye, they ended up getting carpet cleaner, they ended up getting cleaning products, because I also broke the story initially. I believe it was on day three, excuse me. I believe it was on the 16th. I went down there to the Cabazon residence, and as you know, I am very tapped in with investigators. I am very, I have sources throughout the Riverside, San Bernardino, Los Angeles. I mean, I have become a beacon of resources, right? And I don't abuse my resources, and I never expose my sources, and I never throw anybody under the bus. That's what people have come to me, because they know I'm not going to turn on them, right? And so that day I broke the story that police had found blood, because one of the investigators, that there's like about 20 investigators, but one of them messaged me and said, "Hey Ahmed, we found blood in the laundry room." So I broke the story, and I'm very, very careful about what I post, because I understand the repercussions of what these details, and I understand that everybody's a reporter now. Everybody's a TikTok creator. Everybody's coming from other states, and people are coming in from other counties, and people are coming in from everywhere to try to get the story. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yep, you're back.
So I feel a sense of responsibility to treat the story with respect and with dignity and with just all the traits that a real journalist would, because I've been wrong before, and I understand the anger in the community, and I understand the level of what it takes to kind of retract a statement. And the longer you take to do so, the worse it becomes. And so when we do get it wrong, and I get it wrong a lot, trust me, like I get it wrong a lot, but I'm not bigger than myself to try to correct it. I am not bigger than myself to try to play on people's emotions. Like, there's always another story. There's always another kid. I am not going to disrespect this one for my own monetary compensation, my own gain, or my own anything, because in the end, that little boy doesn't have that option anymore. And so I treat it very, very respectfully. So yes, I have come across people who have probably, I had an altercation with a neighbor across the street, Jake's neighbor. And I don't think it was personal against me. I just think he came out and he found the wrong one that day. You know, he used to yelling at women, and he used to yelling at men who maybe don't defend themselves. But I did 23 years in prison. Like, let's not get it misconstrued. At the end of the day, I got the heart of a lion, and I will never, ever back down to nobody. I don't care if I have to hurt myself to get my point across. I will do everything that I take to let the people know exactly what the truth is, because I don't have a stake in this game. I don't have a dog in the race, as they say. This is just strictly for me to and I apologize for that. There was a lot of video of me going off on the neighbor, and I was calling him names, and he was calling me names, and I was on chemo, and I was on steroids from medication. I was just very, very all over the place, because you know, when you do chemotherapy, side effects are very, very different, and my side effects are not good, and I think people can see. But I pulled the video down because nobody needs to see that. And I apologize. I might even send them a card, because I'm just not that person. And I hold no grudges. But no, yesterday, by the way, I did see Jake yesterday, and I was 10 feet from him. And I asked the deputies, "Can you guys give me a perp walk?" And he's like, "We got him in the car already." I go, "Bro, I'm literally passing out over this kid. Like, can you guys please give me a perp walk, because I need to see this motherfucker?" And they did that. So shout out to the Riverside County Sheriff's Department for giving me a perp walk because you guys would have never seen him if I didn't ask. And they respect me enough to do that because they understand the value of what the people want. And I, looking back, I thought I would have more to say to him. I thought I would be like, I had my mic and I thought like, but I clammed up. I clammed up. I didn't know what to say. And all I could do was flip him off as the car sped out. And I was like, F you, Jake. But I should have told him that to his face. But my daughter and my girl were in the car watching Jake from 10. Thank goodness they were in the safety of the car and I was in front of him. But he was shackled and they had weapons on him. But to see my daughter cry when she seen all those police cars as we were pulling up, this not only affects me, this affected my daughters, this affected my girl, this affected it affected all of us. It affected Yucaipa, it affected the Inland Empire, it affected so many people here who had never even been to Cabazon. Cabazon is like, I don't know if you've ever been, but Cabazon is like, there's nothing there but a casino. There's a reservation, there's the Indian reservation there, the Morongo Casino, and if you live on this side of the tracks or this side of the freeway, because that's where the reservation is, that's where all the money's at. But you live on this side of the freeway, that's where Cabazon is, and Cabazon is just a very, 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 very messed up town. Very, very messed up. Drug abuse, very secrets throughout, desert, vast community. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he's in the desert in Cabazon or even on the property. I don't know.
Are you saying that one of the detectives contacted you and said we found, like, are you saying the detectives are contacting you with classified information?
A lot of my sources are detectives, yes. A lot of my sources are sheriff's departments. A lot of my sources are firemen. A lot of my sources are hospital workers, nurses. A lot of my sources are crematoriums. Like, I have sources everywhere because they know that I'm doing the right thing. And it's social media. It's not a courtroom. So you don't get to dictate who and where gives information out. If they feel the right to give it to me, then that's how they give it to me. Because I have sources everywhere. And I plead the fifth whenever anybody tries to tell me to reveal my sources.
Okay. But you are saying the detectives on this case are feeding you information.
I don't know if they're on this case, but I know that they are detectives, yes. I can't say that they allegedly are on this case, but I know that they are law enforcement officers who understand. So I can't say because I don't have names. When I get messages, I don't get names. I can't say, oh, Detective Gonzalez, or oh, Detective Barajas, or oh, Detective Smith. I can't say that. All I can say is, somebody said, look at this, Ahmed. And when it checks out, I check out every single lead. And so whether it's a detective, whether it's a janitor, whether it's a environment, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. I'm going to chase my lead. Even if you're my source, I would never tell them that you're my source.
Okay. And then, so are you working with, like, what has your interaction been with the police and detectives or people that are right with this case? Are you working with them, and how has that interaction been? Are they respectful? No.
Respectful, yes. Working with them, no.
Okay.
Respectful, yes. They do their job. I'm a reporter. I'm not an investigator. Let's make that clear. I am not I am not a PI. I am not working under the law. I am here to try to use my resources in a way that I can provide further information from people who otherwise are afraid to go to the police. And so they might be, they could be lying to me. All I know is that these people who are my sources are credible sources, and I don't know them. I don't know their names. I don't know where but all I know is that they have to be somewhere in there to give me the information that I got. And so I hope you're not trying to trip me up, Dominic, because if you I will trip you up, bro. Don't do that to me, please.
No, I'm
Don't
asking.
try to trip me up, but I'll end this shit right now, homie.
Bro, it's not that. I'm asking, like,
I'm just letting you know. As a man,
with how people get this information. It's a little bit new to me, just because
my constituents provide me the message. I have constituents in all factions of employment, even commercial celebrity interviewers like you.
That's right. Yeah, I mean that's why I'm.
Next question, Dominic. You're tripping me up now. Next question, please. Let's talk about Emmanuel, not the police officers.
So, I mean, what do you believe? I mean, there's inconsistencies in this story. So, do you have an idea of what actually happened? Since it's probably not what we're being told. So, what do you think did actually happen?
I can't tell you what I think actually happened because I've been wrong many times, and I'm not an investigator, and I am not a police officer, and I am not a city morgue. I haven't seen the body. I haven't seen any blood. I haven't seen any evidence. I can only tell you what I believe happened, or I can only tell you what my facts are, and it's up to you as a community to make your own informed decision. I hold no dog in this race. Whether they find Emmanuel, it's gonna hurt me forever, but it's not gonna change anything regarding Jake or his mother or whoever thinks anything. All I know is that I'm not here to try to I'm not here I'm just here to do my part, and I know that I'm doing it very well.
I got it. Okay. So, and then, are there any like Jake has a history of doing
Mhm.
this in the past, right? I mean, do you?
Oh, we got a lot of history on Jake. Got a lot of history on Jake.
That's coming out now, and I'm a little behind myself on that. So, are you familiar with? He has a history of assault on children. Is that right?
Yes, Emmanuel, starting with his 2-year-old daughter, who has now been removed from the home, who has permanent brain. Oh no, excuse me. His daughter has been removed from the home, but there's another child that he had with the first wife, and she sustained permanent brain damage, and so now she's incapacitated. And then we also learned that he has a child, 8 years old, from another woman that used to work at a Walmart, and they had a brief relationship, and it didn't work out, and they were co-parenting for a little bit. And in one of the instances when the baby was under the care of Jake Harrell, she did come back with non-reversible head traumatic injuries, and so he has two kids today that are incapacitated, one dead, and a dead brother, brother-in-law, a dead cousin. Like so many people have died in this family all around Jake, and the common denominator here is Jake Harrell.
Okay. Is that the consensus? Is that
Yeah, he's
he?
very troubled. I don't know if he did these, but I'm just saying these are the allegations against him now, and these are the way he has to clean up. And now there's more details surfacing out of Moreno Valley that just a few days ago that quite possibly might tie him to another case of acts against a child, whatever they may be, whether it's violence or whatever. I haven't got that far in because I haven't dove in that far into the cousin. I haven't dove in that far into the brother. I haven't dove in that far into Mary von Bergen, von Hausen. I haven't dove into Raquel, Rachel. I haven't dove into the stepdad. I haven't dove into none of these people. I am focused on Emmanuel, and I am focused on Haro, and I am focused on Rebecca. And everybody else, you guys could go do that part, homie, because right now my focus is these three people. You guys are, and I understand it's all part of the puzzle, but I can't do my job if I'm worried about everybody else. And unfortunately, Jake is just, I believe, and this is my personal opinion. This is the only thing I'll give you. I think he's a monster. I think he's a monster, and that's all I know. Whether he did it or not, that's between him and God and the courts. And I don't know, but me personally, I wouldn't kick it with him.
So, in my comments, I know that mine are different than yours. They're saying that there's a tip that the baby might be in Hot Springs that was sent to you, or Gilman Hot Springs.
I haven't heard nothing.
You haven't heard? Okay.
There's a lot of activity coming on social media. A lot of mediums are coming into play now. I haven't heard any definitive information as far as the Riverside community. I haven't heard anything from Cabazon. I haven't heard anything from any of my leads. And so if it was in Desert Hot Springs, I'd be in Desert Hot Springs right now. I haven't heard anything. I just think a
How do
lot
you
of
vet
people on
these
TikTok.
tips? Because just like the police, I mean, they get a lot of tips, and they turn out to just be people. I don't
Well,
know.
so trust me, everybody checks out some tip. If I can't, if I can, I try, I check every tip, and if I can't, I put it on my social media so that at least people that who have live in the area or people who can go look will go look. Like yesterday, I was supposed to go to two leads yesterday um over in the Cali Mesa, Yucaipa area off San Mateo Canyon because we had seen a blanket there discarded over to the side of the road, and we had seen this and this and that, and just the word allegedly comes into play a lot because I don't know what happened. So for me to sit there and say this, it's allegedly. For me to sit there and say that, it's allegedly. The only one who knows what really happened here is Jake and Rebecca Haro and Emmanuel. And unfortunately, Emmanuel couldn't talk. So, and in this instance, everything that I say is allegedly.
Understood. Yeah, and then do you fear that? I mean, there's a lot of legal loopholes that happen, especially in the state of California. And what is your fear in this case? Is that I mean, is this a common thing that there's proof and there's evidence, and these people still get off, or they get a minimal sentence? Do you think that that's a possibility?
Well, I've been molested myself, and I've been ran through the Los Angeles County foster care system. The man who did it to me wasn't let go. So I don't know. I've never been in a case. I've never been around people like this. I've never known anybody that killed a baby. I've never been in a courtroom with anybody that's ever done anything to a child. So other than myself, and so what this man did allegedly or didn't do, that's up to the courts to decide. I am not a lawyer. I don't claim to be one. I don't even like true crime. I just fell in love with this little boy. That's it. I didn't come out here to be a national correspondent for all things that ain't right. Like I didn't do that. I came just I didn't even know this was gonna pan out this way. Like I was hoping I'd find them that day. I didn't know that it's gonna turn out like this. It just happened to fall on my lap. And so I'm learning in 1080 and I'm trying to treat this with dignity, respect, and with the compassion that it deserves.
I noticed too on you had a post, I think it was earlier today, about TMZ using your clip and calling you an amateur journalist. Can I ask you, like, what is that? Are people using your content without consent and saying that you're not qualified? Is that what happened with that?
I'll refer all questions to my lawyer from here on out regarding TMZ.
Okay, all right. So that's gotten to that level. Okay, what other cases or scenario? I think the wildfires is where your account got a lot of popularity, right? So beyond Baby Emmanuel, is there other things that have come up? Because it seems like it's every day. I mean, how do you hear? Is this just tips or listening to police radio? And
No, I don't have a radio. I have what you have. I have a cell phone in my hand, just like I don't even have a laptop, bro. I don't have nothing like that. I have an iPhone 15s Max. I've learned how to TikTok edit. I've learned how to edit on Facebook. I've learned how to edit on Instagram, and I'm very good at editing. I started this page back in the day called Food News Network. Unfortunately, we hit some legal problems with Fox News, TMZ, and another vato named Fu Connor, who owns the actual trademark to the word "foo." This happened before me, so it was nothing directly against me, but we got hit with trademark infringement and that company. And your IP address, for those of you who don't know, on social media accounts, you get 3 violations for discarded or trademark material. And when you get 3 violations on your IP address, they take all your platforms simultaneously. That's what happened to me. And so they all have a hand in it, and that's why I referred you to my lawyer. But I will say that I started this page off on the tira after the fall of Food News Network. We lost 350,000 followers simultaneously. And in 1 year, I have built up to almost 700,000 followers. So I am not a one-trick pony. I am not a fly-by-night reporter. I have shown multiple times that I can grow this platform to the point where I'm self-sustainable, and I don't apologize for that. And what started off as a showcase program to showcase adventurous food, kind of like just like a Entertainment Tonight kind of Hugh Hauser style, California's Gold, showcasing history. That's how I started, and it turned into news, and it turned into fires, and it turned into Amber Alerts, and it turned into the community now asking me to find their puppies and to find their lost kids and to find the people who crashed into their cars. And I have become this beacon of hope for the community. When no one else will listen, I'll listen, and I will use my page for good. I'm like the modern day TikTok Superman. You know what I'm saying? Like, no weapon shall be formed against me. I am a child of God. I am a God-fearing man, and I am a baby Christian as well. And I praise everything to God, because I know that I could not have done this alone. I did it with my community. I did it with my Haina. I did it with my God, and I do it with people like you who have given me the platform to share my story so that other people can see that I have 5 felonies. I did 23 years in prison. And so if I could do it, you could do it too. But you have to fix yourself first, and you have to give it to God. And that's just my best answer that I can give to anybody.
Okay. Well, that I love that. I love that that's what you're doing. I love that that's your you know that's your purpose and your goal and I just want to make sure too because they're still asking about. Do you feel like there's any information about the baby?
I
And
have other leads that I haven't chased down yet. I have leads that Rebecca and Jake were at a store. I don't want to say what store because I don't want to dox the store because social media they'll turn it into a frenzy. So I keep my close sources to myself, and then I'll go investigate it. And if I feel that it needs more attention, then I'll put it out there for people to go out there and apply pressure because nobody likes bad publicity. And so we've helped many businesses who have helped us, and we've also put the spotlight on businesses who don't. And not that I'm here trying to, you know, uh, trip anybody up, but we are here for the community and the community at large. And those that stand in the way either get blocked or they get left, and that's because they ain't right.
okay, so you have some tips and things that you are that some cards in your hand that you're going to look into, and then when the time is right, you'll release that.
Well, I broke every major tip in this case. Not that it's a race and not that I'm like tapping my own horn or nothing like that, but I broke the story of the Waterman 4K video. I broke the story of the hacksaw from the Do It Best Center. I broke the story that she was dumping clothes in the dumpster at this facility. I reported the camera from the Marlene's jewelry. I reported I put the camera out there from the bottom store. I'm the one, and I just basically did the same thing that the police did when people. It's because the police weren't telling us nothing, and so I'm not sitting here saying like, "Oh, I did it, I did it, I did it." I just had the sense to tell the community because the police weren't, and so I wanted to clear it up for all of us because we were all left in a fog. And so I took it upon myself to go ask the very same question that the police were asking. And thank goodness that I have built a rapport. I wear the same clothes every day. And so when people see me, they recognize me instantly. And I have become like a sort of Robin Hood out here in the hood, right? And so when people see me, they get excited because they know I'm not there to trip them up. They know I'm not there to. First of all, I'm not an auditor. I am not an auditor. Like I am not. If people ask me to step back, I step back respectfully because there's another story. There's always another. And so I've treated every story with dignity and respect. I get turned out. I get turned away more than I get answers. Trust me, but that doesn't mean I go and air everybody out who doesn't agree with what I'm doing. I get tickets too. I get my car impounded too. The thing is, I don't lash out on these officers when they impound my car because I knew like I if I'm like I just don't play victim anymore. I don't play victim anymore. Not for them, not for nobody. And the only victim in this case is little Manuel. And so for me to sit here and act like a victim because everybody else is in their feelings, that says more about them than about me. You need therapy. You need God in your life and stop projecting your insecurities onto them because you don't have the gall to go look for him. If you were standing there, you could tell me to my face, I might listen. But the internet chatter is just so loud that I don't even follow nobody. I don't even follow my mom. If I want to talk to my mom, I'll call her. Like I don't need to follow people because if I follow people on social media, I don't want to see you anymore because I'm following everything you do. So that's how I do it. I don't follow these people. I follow my leads. I don't follow the news. I don't follow TikTokers. They follow me.
And what is the reputation? So not I never lived in Southern California, but living in the state of California, I know that a lot of the police departments have a bad reputation of being corrupt. So I'm not familiar with the one in your area. I don't know if that would be San Bernardino. So what is the reputation from the general public of of that area of those police?
Oh, people in Yucaipa love Yucaipa. People in Cabazon love Cabazon. People
Okay.
from Redlands love Redlands. People from Pomona love Pomona. Everybody loves where they're from. The problem is, it's just a lot of people, and not everybody's good. And it's the same problems you have up north, I'm sure. And we're very connected. There's nothing different from us than what you're doing up there. The only thing is that the people there's a disconnect. These things don't happen in Yucaipa. These things don't. Well, I don't know when was the last time we had a case like this, other than Gabriel Fernandez. I mean, there's tons, but this is just another case of a kid who got lost to the system. and he was disregarded because we put the call log out there, and it was like 20, 30 calls in like a couple of months, and some very serious. And they should have been watching this home. And so there's a little bit enough blame to pass around on everybody. It wasn't just Jake and Rebecca. It was the county, it was the system, it was the grandmother, it was the neighbors, it was everybody. Everybody had a heart. Everybody had a hand in this because we all failed this little boy.
Do you feel that like that's where the more of the information lies, is in the grandparents, the neighbors, in that
Oh,
they are,
so new information came out. Everybody's looking at Mary Van Housen. Everybody's looking at Mary Van Housen because she was there with them after the story broke. But she actually lives in Cathedral City, which is about 30 minutes away, right? From what we understand. I haven't been to her home, but from what I understand, she lives about 30 minutes out. The ones who live in the direct vicinity is the Jake's parents, but nobody's really talking about them. The police did go to Jake and mother's house, and they did conduct their investigations there as well. I never went there because it just nothing drew me there as well. But now that I'm looking at the story closer, Jake and Rebecca, and we have firsthand accounts that Jake and Rebecca were coming to and from the property in the days before and after, like crazy, 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 in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. And so that tells me that like you didn't see the baby. You never once bothered to ask, and all this is alleged, obviously, because I haven't showed you guys nothing. It'll all come out in the sopa. But like allegedly, they're coming in and out of the home in days before and the days after, and you never bothered to ask where's the baby. The baby wasn't even at the funeral for the cousin who passed away of an alleged overdose. They asked her there, and I had the video. When was your baby born? She said December. The baby's birthday's today. He turns 8 months today. Did you know that?
well, but do you think that they're
Joey Manuel
like,
turned 8 months today. He's
today?
8 months old. He's born January 21st.
Wow. Okay.
Today's the 25th? Oh, sorry. Today's his birthday, right? Sorry. You see, the chemo's acting up again. I'm 3 days off. But you understand, he's 8 months old now. And thank God I have my HR. You see how she corrects me?
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. That's good. Okay. Well. I mean that is. So we're just going to wait and see. There's definitely more investigating to do as far as the people around them, and they probably hold the answers. Is within, you believe the grandparents and the neighbors have to know something, right? I mean,
do you want me to tell you all the facts that I know?
yeah. I mean that would be great. And I'm not.
Alleged facts.
That's
Not
all fine. Yeah. That's
obviously, So we do know that blood was found in the home. A large amount of blood was found in the home on the carpet. The stroller that we've been looking for is right there behind the American flag. The alleged stroller, but we also have video evidence and picture evidence, and it matches the stroller perfectly. So that's, I mean, I haven't touched it and seen it, and I haven't, but I would say that would be the stroller, allegedly, right? And also, they found a lot of blood alleged in the house. They went to Home Depot and they purchased a large amount of lye. Now, I don't know what lye is used for. From what I understand, it's to dissolve stuff or kind of like
yeah.
just do away with stuff. So they purchased lye at a Home Depot. They were trying to purchase a hacksaw at the Do It Best in Beaumont, which they didn't do. They were seen asking patrons for the Big Five if there was any cameras in the days leading up, because they were using an excuse, and this is another alleged because I wasn't there, but they were using an excuse that their car had possibly had been broken into, and now they were out there asking if there was any cameras so that they could see the perpetrator, and they were like, no, because they didn't, and they thought they didn't, and so they came in the next few days after the missing mouth guard. And so when on the 14th, when Rebecca and Jake were at the 7th Street Park in Yucaipa, they were at a scrimmage for the son or one of the children, right? And they had not taken their mouth guard. And Rebecca left 30 minutes before yard recall or before the scrimmage was over, and she went to the Big Five to try to purchase a mouth guard. But the coach has extras, and not only that, the practice had already been going allegedly. No parent at that park had seen the baby, and not only that day, but in the days before, they had not seen the baby. And these are parents of a same football team, so they know each other's kids. You know what I'm saying? And so when she went to the Big Five, I guess Jake followed after, and I don't know what happened. Ola came into the chat, and then they were seen. I guess she said that she white out and that she came to and that her baby was gone, and then she had a black eye, and then she ran around the building asking frantic, but we didn't see none of that. And there's a camera on the side of the building of Big Five. Like when you go to around the backside, there's a camera right there. I seen it. I filmed it. And so there's cameras there. So police were interviewing Rebecca and Jake, and they found so many holes in the story, that inconsistencies, as they say, and they immediately clammed up and they resorted to getting a lawyer. And since then, that's when the public opinion shifted. I mean, it had already started to shift, but when they clammed up, after I believe there's inconsistencies in the story at the Big Five, and when they told her that there's a 4-minute gap, you said, or 6-minute gap in her story, we got firsthand information that there was a 4-minute gap in her story that she couldn't collaborate on, and so that was the key evidence that made her. And there it is, homie. She had 4 evidence that she could not account for, and they have that evidence, and she couldn't. So she is now in jail. Jake is in jail. She has since done an interview with the Press Enterprise, which is a local newspaper here on the Tira. And I haven't read it, but I don't really care what she has to say, honestly. I think she's still sticking to her Ola story. I believe she's still saying that the baby's kidnapped. And so now that she's in jail, and now that he's in jail, yesterday there was a bit of a confusion because his charges had gotten erased from his rap sheet. And the internet went buzz, and I seen multiple reports about that he was possibly going to get out, and they were dropping charges, and this is so quick that, and I didn't say nothing because I knew that's not true. They hadn't even went to court yet, so I know they're not going to drop it, not at least not until you go to arraignment. Like something has to happen in arraignment. So that just goes to show you all these people who never had any kind of legal background. They've never been a day in jail. They never even probably got a ticket, but yet they are now here putting their input into this case. And that's the difference with me, is that I don't leave. I just hit you with the facts that I got. I don't pull stories out of my butt. I don't make up the do it best hardware store. I don't make up the lie. I don't make up these stories. You know what I'm saying? Everything here has been checked out. It's been vetted, and it pans out. Even if the leads do turn out to be dry, I believe that every lead should be at least looked at in some way, just to give us a sense of closure on that bit of information.
Where are you with the hacksaw lead? Right. I mean, did you? I'm trying to remember. Did you use the word allegedly on that, or did that check out?
No, he didn't buy it.
He didn't buy it.
There is no lead there. He went. Yeah, he went. There's cameras there. There's managers there. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not. I'm not the business camera, so I can't provide that for you. So if you want to discredit everything that I said, I told you where it's at. Do your job. Not you, but I'm saying everybody who wants to discredit, but they rather discredit like this. They won't waste their gas money. They won't go to Beaumont because it's 50 miles out. So they rather do this on the Tira without having any proof, and that's just how it is. It's just my word against theirs, bro. But in the end, it's not even me, bro. This is against Emmanuel. This is against Rebecca and Jake. So let's don't tie me in on this, because I didn't do this. I'm just, if anything, I'm trying to help you.
And this does help. I mean, when people like yourself get involved and create a buzz on social media, I mean, it really does enhance the police's, the police intent, and it makes them, I mean, it makes them do their job more. Like when there's a pressure from people, like saying, "Hey, we're all watching you," So I hope I hope you care.
I didn't think about that. I didn't come in applying pressure to the police. I applied pressure to Jake and Rebecca. Like the police are not my enemies. Like I didn't like the police. To me, I didn't care what the police didn't bother me, and I didn't bother them. They did their job, and I did mine. And I don't call. I don't have a hotline where I'm like, "Hey, Detective so and so, man, check." I don't have that. If my constituent wants to provide that information, then he needs to send it to him or get it from my feed, because I'm not like dumping information. I'm dumping it onto the community. If the community uses it, they use it. I'm not out here providing information to the police. I'm not out here dropping bombs to the lawyers. I'm not out here getting search warrants. I'm not doing that. What I'm doing is I have a phone just like you. So if you're gonna attack me, then you better attack everybody, because we're all filming. I'm just saying, like, don't pick me because I'm the top dog in this, because you're filming too. You got a phone. Let's see your videos. Since everybody wants to cast blame, let's see what you got in your phone. I bet you probably have stuff in there that you're not so happy with. So all I got in there is stuff to help. That's it. My phone is not perverted.
Understood. Okay. And then what is the best way? It sounds like, are you running out of time? I can.
No, but I'm getting agitated. I'm getting agitated now, so I don't like the way my conversation is starting to come out now.
How so? With the, do you not like my
This is
question?
me, bro. I'm all types of fucked up. So you get every spectrum with me. I'm a prism. I'm gray and I'm white and I'm green and I'm blue and I'm pink and I'm everything now. So just because you catch me like this in the beginning, you question me, bro. So like you have to understand that I get uncomfortable too.
Oh, okay.
I'm not the one
And I
questioning
don't
you,
need, just so that
you
your
know,
audience
and this isn't against you, Dominic, because I respect you. Thank you for having me on your show. But you have to understand that everything that I know and everything that I've been through and everything that I've seen, it takes a toll on me. And I'm dealing with cancer and I'm on medication. So please don't take it personal, because I don't.
Yeah, and I actually know how you feel. And you get thousands of comments, and people don't understand.
Yeah, it's overwhelming.
And as a whole, it's a lot. It's not an individual person that's attacking. It's just the whole weight of all people's opinions.
But boo-hoo, cry me a river. You
Yeah.
don't like it, the fuck off the internet, homie. I'm just here to say, sorry, I don't mean to cuss like that. I'm just saying, not you. I'm explaining myself, because it's like, for me to sit here and cry about everybody that attacks me, I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm a big boy, and I just do something positive to deter it. And I don't worry about people's opinions of me. And if they think how they think, that's on them. Because I know, like I said, no weapon shall be formed against me. I am anointed by the hands of God. And if people have opinions, they already formed an opinion. They have formed an opinion of me. They already formed an opinion of you. They already formed an opinion of Jake and Rebecca. And some people even formed an opinion of little Manuel just because of the way he looked. And I can't help that. This world is filled with people who have different opinions. And just because somebody doesn't think like me doesn't mean I hate them, bro. And that doesn't mean I have to talk shit about them either. We're going to go ahead and this live now. Thank you, Dominic.
Okay.
Thank you, and I appreciate everything.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you guys for watching. And what's the best way to get a hold of you with the tip? Just to email or?
Homie.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for being on. Enjoyed it.
All right, bye.
Okay.